Joining us tonight for the third game of Carolina versus Kentucky. I'm Dakota Morris, and this is Zander Collins, and this is SGTV's broadcast of South Carolina softball. We're going to start off by talking a little bit about game one of the series, which was a bit of a...
One too close,
Yeah,
was it?
no, it wasn't. It was 14-1 in 5 innings. The Gamecocks got it done in 5 innings last Saturday, and just not a lot going on in that game. It was pretty slow until I believe the fourth inning, and then the Gamecocks put 11 runs on the board. So the bats were going, but it wasn't quite the same story for yesterday's game. Xander, can you tell us a little bit about that?
No, it was definitely a defensive battle. Neely Lamb getting the start in the circle after Sam Gress and, Jory Hurd splitting innings in that first game that wasn't so close as we've mentioned. But, it's not to worry. Neely Lamb, 19th in the nation in runs let up per 7 innings. So not too much drop-off in quality when you look at the South Carolina roster when it comes to pitching. So they were able to get by just one run in that one. That one was Emily Vincent, batted in by Ariana Rhodey. So, they've continued to find ways to win this season, Dakota. What do you expect in this one? How are they going to do it this time?
Well, it's hard to say since, the two games were so different, but I'm hoping that the bats will be awake and alive, and the pitching also is something we can pretty much always expect to be pretty good for the Gamecocks. I've really never come out and seen them have a bad pitching day, but before we get started here, we'll go ahead and read the lineups for you guys. For Kentucky, in the one hole, we have Allie Hutchins, and then she's going to be at third base today, and then second in the hole is going to be first baseman Lauren Borziri, excuse me if I say that wrong. Batting third in center field is going to be Allie Blum, and batting fourth in right field is Peyton Plotz. Batting fifth in left field is Hallie Mitchell, and shortstop will be batting sixth. That's Cassie Reisner. Seventh is their DP, Madison Clark. Eighth is going to be Carissa Hamilton at catcher behind the plate for us tonight. And then in the 9 hole is Emery Donaldson at second base.
Yeah, and for the Gamecocks, very similar lineup to what we've been expecting from them this season. Leading off for the Gamecocks, the center fielder Quincy Lilio. Following her, right behind her, playing in second base today is Carly Shelton. At first base, batting third, Ariana Rhodey. Ella Chansey in cleanup position, playing third base. Catcher Lexi Winters will be batting fifth. After her, following will be Brooke Blankenship at shortstop. Right fielder Abigail Knight and DP Emma Sellers, following her. And to finish off the batting order, Emily Vincent, who got that lone run in that last game. And then starting in the circle for the Gamecocks is Sam Gress, who's had to split a couple games up with the other pitchers in the bullpen. But like I said, there's no real drop in quality.
Absolutely not. And Sam Gress, she's just an amazing player, and not only is she good at throwing strikes, she's good at throwing strikes for a long time. I wouldn't be surprised if she went several innings into this game, maybe even 5 or 6, or even closed it off herself. But of course, they also have Jory Hurd, who's a great pitcher. And then starting off for Kentucky, that we'll see at the bottom of this inning, is going to be Julie Kelly. She's got a 4.10 ERA. Don't know too much about her, but we'll get to see her tonight, I guess.
She's over 500 when it comes to wins and losses. Obviously, she'll want to have a lower ERA than that, but
yeah.
Pitching in a league as competitive and as strong as the Southeastern Conference, who we've said many times on our other shows and stuff, is the conference for softball.
The premier conference.
The premier conference, as our friend Ryan Stinson would say. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, absolutely is. And not only does South Carolina have some great pitching, they have great defense behind them. That's kind of what really has sealed it for these last few games. That 2-hitter, game 2 yesterday, only 2 hits were allowed, and the defense was really stout that whole game and the game before when they won by quite a few points. The defense has always been pretty stout. Usually the thing that kind of hurts the Gamecocks is getting the bats going and getting the bats going early.
Yes.
A lot of the times they like to wait until deeper into the game to really get things taken off. And you were asking what I'd like to see today. That's what I'd like to see today, is them get started quickly and not wait and let Kentucky get a few runs on the board before they start doing something.
Well, we saw that earlier in this series, Dakota. Even in that game where Kentucky was outmatched heavily, they waited until the third to even things up. So we'll see how it goes today.
Yep. And right-hander Allie Hutchins steps into the box for the Wildcats here. And she'll take the first pitch strike from Sam Gress. Something we see a lot from Gress. I believe she likes to start off with that first pitch strike and get ahead. Pitch two is going to be a ball. It looked a little bit outside, but quite similar to the first pitch, I do have to say.
Maybe trying to get Hutchins to bite there.
Yeah. And the off speed will come in for a strike, bring the count 1-2.
Phillip Frill's making a lot of friends in the crowd.
Absolutely.
Getting that one.
That's Phillip Frill's behind home base, if anybody's wondering about that as well. And Hutchins takes that one in center field to Lelio, is there for the grab. Small run from center field for Lelio, but nothing she can't handle. She's pretty much a wall out there. She does really great. And that'll put the first one down for the Gamecocks.
And that's something that Sam Gress is super, super good at, letting that defense work.
Absolutely.
When she's not able to get it past the batter, she is trusting her defense, and especially Lelio, who is one of the standout center fielders in the SEC.
And now first baseman and right-hand batter as well, Lauren Berzierli, will step into the box. And the first pitch is a strike again from Gress, right down the middle.
Gress on a tear, all ready to start this one.
Absolutely.
Maybe she's got homework, trying to get out of here early.
Yeah. Another off speed from Gress will be a strike, bringing the count to 0-2. Gress is ahead early again in the count, something we see from her quite often. And she'll take that one to first base, where Rhodey will field it quite easily for out number 2.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't get much easier for Rhodey. Cheating
Absolutely.
off the base a little bit, did her homework on the scouting report, and was able to take care of that one without any problem, really. Kentucky not really threatening to do anything just yet.
Yeah, and now the Gamecocks and Sam Gress have 2 up, 2 down, with Allie Blum stepping in to the box at center fielder, right-hand batter as well. First pitch is a strike again. That one looked a little bit high and inside, but it was just good enough for Friels behind the plate.
Think it's gonna be an off speed here, or what are you thinking, Dakota?
She has seemed that she likes to go with that off speed, but she's let them see it quite a bit now. I wonder if they're maybe catching on to it, maybe anticipating it. Not quite. That'll be a foul ball down the third baseline by Blum. Not the off speed, but quite a bit inside. Kind of hit off her handle and went foul down the third baseline. Brings the count again to 0-2 for Gress. And that'll be a ball, but the crowd here doesn't quite agree with that call.
Yeah, they're biased.
Yeah. 1-2 for Blum in the box. 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the first. It's a pitch from Gress. And that one's hit pretty well to left field, and it'll get over the head of left fielder Emily Vinson. And Blum is around to third base, and she'll quite a smack over the head of left fielder Emily Vinson. She couldn't get back in time. And now Blum has made it all the way around to third base. Quite a quick runner there. Now again, 2 outs. 1 runner at third. What do you anticipate is going to happen here, Zander?
It's got to be a bunt, surely.
Oh,
no.
The 2 outs. I'm not quite sure about that.
Excuse me there. I mean, you've got to just get contact on it.
Yeah, get it down.
That's something that both of these teams do, is they leave runners on base, so they're going to want to send this one home.
And that'll be an easy out again to Rhodey from Peyton Plotz. And they will leave a runner on third. And like you just said, that is a problem with both of these teams. That one was a hard situation, 2 outs. She made it all the way around to third. She definitely did her job there, Blum. But couldn't quite get it done. Peyton Potts came up
It's an error in right field, too. Maybe she thought she could maybe go home. But no, that's just a testament to the pitching prowess of Sam Gress, one of those 5 players that came over from Charlotte with Ashley Chastain Woodard. So someone that she obviously trusts very much. She often gets into these games, often closes these games out for the Gamecocks. So starting where she picked up in that last game.
Absolutely.
And now Dakota, we'll see if they're able to start fast, like you've been saying. They often wait until some of those later innings to do some of their business. So we'll see if they can come out to a hot start. I mean, they surely have on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I think makes this team so inconsistent. Like we said, game 1, they run ruled them in 5 innings. Games 2, it's so close. It's a 1-0 ball game the whole time. And then, again, sometimes I feel like they play down to teams. Sometimes they play way far up. Sometimes we have those midweek games against those smaller teams that are just in the area, and they're not the kind of blowout game you think it should be. So I think that's what is the problem with this team right now, is that inconsistency. And if they could get it going in the first inning, in the first, second, third inning, I think they could see that improve a lot. But Quincy Lelio is going to be up to bat first for the Gamecocks, who has a 4.12 average. Her on-base percentage is .537. I mean, Lelio gets on base just about all the time. She really does her job. She's not a home run hitter, as I've said before, but she is an on-base hitter. She would definitely do what she needs to do as that one-hole hitter for the Gamecocks.
A very patient player as well. Gets walked a lot.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, going back to the performance in that first game, I think that it's easy to look at that box score and think that it was domination. But for a lot of that game, it was very close.
Yeah.
It really was just that one inning that took things out of Kentucky's hands.
Yep.
We'll see how it goes today, like I said.
And again, right-hand pitcher Julie Kelly is in, and that'll be first pitch. Lelio takes a crack at, and it'll go right to their first baseman. First baseman Lauren Berzilli takes that one for the easy out.
I'm not mad at it, though. I like the aggression from Lelio.
Yeah.
Realizing some of the things that we've been saying. They want to start a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, maybe they heard us. Now up, we have Carly Shelton for the Gamecocks, left-handed batter, second baseman. Shelton also historically does a pretty good job of getting on base. Her on-base percentage, .448. She usually can make things happen as well. Second pitch.
Very good at placing the ball, too, when she hits. She's joint 16th in the nation in doubles. Also got that RBI to get that one run in that last game.
Yep. It's a 1-1 count right now for Kelly. I'm sorry. And Shelton fouls that one off for strike 2. Yeah, it's at least nice to see the Gamecocks taking some cuts here. And the 1-2 pitch from Kelly will be down and inside for ball 2.
Could have taken a knee out.
Yeah, that one a little bit close to the knee, the ankle area, but Shelton stood in there and was waiting for it.
I mean, you got to think she's tired, too. I know she's pitched a lot of innings in this series.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-2. And that one will go to shortstop and Shelton will be retired at first. That'll be shortstop Cassie Reisner will retire Shelton at first base. And again, just like the first inning with the Wildcats, the Gamecocks have 2 outs already. And now, up to bat, is Ariana Rohde, who has a 37-game on-base streak. We'll see if
impressive.
she can. Yeah, absolutely it is. And Rohde, not just being able to get on base, and first pitch comes in as a ball bouncing after the plate to the catcher. Rohde not only gets on base, she has some pretty good hits. She leads the team in home runs right now. 1-0 pitch is a strike.
That on base percentage and streak that she's seen this season will put her it's good enough for 46th in the nation in on base percentage. So a lot of talented players on this South Carolina team, and it's probably a testament to why they're doing so good as such a new team.
1-2 pitch from Kelly is smashed right to the right fielder, by Rohde. Good cut, but hung in the air for a bit too long. Made it quite easy for left fielder Hallie Mitchell to get right under it for the third out of the inning. And we're going to take a quick break, before the start of the second, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to SGTV's broadcast of the South Carolina versus the Kentucky Wildcats game. If you're just joining us, I'm Dakota Morris, and that is Zander Collins. And Sam Gress is back in the circle for the top of the second.
No
Hallie
chance.
Mitchell. Sorry, Peyton Plotz. Nope, that is Hallie Mitchell.
In left field.
Yeah. For ball 2.
It's pretty generous by head ump Philip Reels. Feel like she might have gotten over that one. But he'll call it a ball.
Maybe a bit. Hallie Mitchell, actually the only left-handed batter on the Wildcats lineup here. And the off-speed from Gress comes in for a strike. And that'll be 2-2 for Mitchell.
Gress means business.
Absolutely. If she falls behind just a little bit, she's going to make it back up. That's for sure.
Mitchell's been swinging too, so.
2-2 pitch from Gress. And that one will be popped up by Mitchell to third base line, and third baseman Ella Chansey will make the grab for the first out of the inning, bringing up shortstop Cassie Reisner, who will step in the box to face Gress with one out in the top of the second. One hit for the Wildcats so far, no runs for either teams. First pitch is a ball down low.
Reisner, a pretty prolific hitter for the Wildcats, with 36 hits on the season, which is pretty good for a team that has struggled at times this season. Been a bright spot for them.
Yeah, and a .551 slugging percentage. So, she'll take that one to third base, and she'll get the out. That'll go to Ella Chansey, and then Ella Chansey will make the throw to first for the second out of the inning.
Chansey busy so far in this
Absolutely,
top of this second.
Been ready, been on her feet.
There you go.
That'll
She's up to bat next for the Gamecocks too, so a lot to do in the next couple minutes here.
Madison Clark will come up, soon junior DP, designated player for the Wildcats. Looks like Gress started with the off pitch on that one to get strike one. Off speed to get strike one.
Changing it up a little bit.
Yeah, keeping them on their toes here. Clark will foul that one off again, third base.
And who else
To
is
Ella
there
Chansey.
but Ella Chansey?
Yeah.
Had it covered.
It was foul, but she still made the grab. It's impressive. Now it's 0-2 for Clark. The pitch from Gress. It's an off speed, and she'll get her swinging. She'll retire Clark swinging on that one for the third out of the inning.
3 up, 3 down.
Yeah, 3 up, 3 down in both innings so far for Kentucky. And that'll bring up, like you said, Ella Chansey over there at third base, get warmed up.
Ella Chansey been very unlucky this season. Is pretty unlucky in leaving a lot of people on base, but I mean that's what happens when you have such prolific hitters in front of you like Lilio and Carly Shilton. But I mean, an incredible player. A lot of people had questions of whether it would translate after coming from the AAC with Chastain Woodard, and I mean she's been a very, very big part of this team's success that they've been able to have thus far this season. And in a season that looks like they're going to be they're in pole position to host regions. So
Yeah, absolutely. I suspect that they'll have a pretty good playoff run this year, and I'm excited to see it.
yeah,
Excited to see it go down.
just getting over the 500 hump in SEC play in the last game against the Wildcats. So that was really the big question. Would it translate to the SEC? And it has. I mean, we've seen that they've got six ranked series wins this season. And for a first-year head coach coming in like Chastain Woodard, who knows the program, who knows just the game in general, it's been a big reason of why they've seen so much success. I mean, I don't think anybody really predicted that they would be this good.
Absolutely. And this series win is their 4th SEC series win of the season, and that's the most they've had since 2018. So, I mean, I think it was a great choice by the upper people of the Gamecocks to bring in Ashley Chastain Woodard. She's definitely taken the team to the next level, and I think they needed something to change for this team that's been pretty stagnant for a few years. But like we said, that'll bring up third baseman Ella Chansey, a senior from Athens, Georgia.
From Bulldog country.
Absolutely. And the pitch is going to be outside for a ball. And still we have Julie Kelly in the circle for the Wildcats. It's going to be ball 2.
Chansey thought about it. Does well to not bite on that one.
Came in a little low that time. 2-0 for the count for Chansey. And she'll take a swing at that one, fouling it back for the first strike.
Saw something she liked. Didn't get good contact on it.
Yeah, it does seem like the Gamecocks are a little bit more eager to swing the bat this time. I've seen them a lot of times keep waiting and waiting and waiting until they get that perfect pitch down the middle, but it seems like they're going a little harder this time.
Well, what did George say that one time? You got to get on base to win the game.
It is called well, we were talking about
Base.
baseball,
It's a
so
base game.
It's
It's got bases.
game. Yeah, we'll call it base game for the rest of the time. And that'll be 3-1 count for Chansey.
Chansey in that first game in the series, 2 runs.
She'll take another cut at that one. It straightened it out just a little bit, but still late, fouling it off on the first base side. For a full count here. First full count of the night.
Yeah, Ella Chansey been able to have a lot of success in this series. Had 2 runs in the first game against Kentucky. Only 1 hit though, so she knows how to get around the bases, and that's something that they've been needing this season.
And she'll have another foul ball back behind the plate. She's definitely battling it out here, trying to find what she wants. Full count, the pitch is outside. She'll take the walk. That'll be the first walk of the night for Julie Kelly as Chansey takes first base. With no outs, runners on first. That'll bring up Lexi Winters, the catcher.
Lexi Winters in her short time here in Carolina, already a fan favorite. We
Absolutely.
saw before the game there was a young fan who had a present for Lexi Winters, and she took the time to talk to the young Gamecock fan, which was really nice to see.
The pitch from Kelly And Winters will swing to second shortstop. And she'll miss the throw at first. Chansey will move to third. Chansey will stay at third. Winters will stay at first. That'll be an error for the first baseman, Lauren Brazili. Shortstop Cassie Reisner fielded the ball and threw it to the first baseman a little bit low, bounced, but she missed the catch, leaving Winters safe on first and Ella Chansey the opportunity to move to third, and we're starting to see something happen here.
Yeah, Ella Chansey back to where she's most comfortable in left field. You got to think maybe now's the time that we see a bunt. You know, Chansey's pretty fast player. I think she can get there.
Especially with Winters on first, and sometimes you can try to create the confusion of, do we worry about her? Do we worry about the girl on first? Obviously, the right answer is worry about the girl on third.
And it's the perfect player to be in this position. Brooke Blankenship, second in the nation in sacrifice flies.
And Brooke will take a chop at the first one, but that'll go foul on the first base side. A little bit late, but it was good contact there from Blankenship. If she can straighten that one out, might have something to go here, but it doesn't look like they're going with the bunt.
Not yet, at least.
No.
Maybe. I mean, if I've learned anything about softball this year, is that it's a game of chess. So we'll see if she employs it anywhere later.
And head coach for the Wildcats, or pitching coach possibly, will come out. Rachel Lawson, who's entering her 18th season leading the Wildcats, will have a quick meeting with her team in the circle. And as the third base coach from Carolina talks to her runners as well, presumably probably telling them to be safe, be smart. We have no outs. I would also like to see if they're going to have Winters steal second base with Chansey on third, Winters on first.
Great opportunity to load the bases.
Yeah, absolutely. Blankenship will step back into the box with a 0-1 count, with Winters on first and Ella Chansey on third. The pitch from Kelly. Be a strike right down the middle.
Generous one at that.
Absolutely. 0-2 count for Blankenship here, with two runners on. And that one will be outside for the first ball of the at-bat for a 1-2 count.
She's up against it, but we've seen, especially in this series, up with their backs up against the wall, they've been able to hit the ball into nice positions.
Absolutely. And the pitch from Kelly. That one will be taken down the first baseline. And the first baseman, kind of a confusing bit of actions there. First baseman Lauren Brazili will tag out Blankenship on the first baseline. Thought about getting Chansey trying to go home at third, but Chansey held up. But Winters was able to move to second base now. Two runners in scoring position on second and third. That'll bring up Abigail Knight, graduate student from Robbinsville, North Carolina. And the first pitch is going to be a strike. A little bit outside for the left-handed batter, but that'll give her an 0-1 count. And she'll take a nice crack at the next one for strike two, but it will be foul.
There's more of that aggression.
Absolutely. And it seems like they're making pretty good contacts on all these foul balls, but can't get anything straightened out. Maybe Kelly has a good bit of speed on her, because pretty much all the foul balls we've seen have been late instead of early. That one way high. Catcher Carissa Hamilton comes up for it, makes the grab, holding.
And an important one too. Ella Chansey looking to steal home there.
Chansey thought about it, but the grab by Hamilton held her up pretty well. 1-2 pitch. That'll be another foul ball down the third baseline. Almost took out the third base coach and Chansey there on third base. Count will stay at 1-2 for Abigail Knight.
Becoming a pretty extended at bat too. Trying to maybe put some pressure on Julie Kelly's arm.
make her throw as much as she can. And that one will go to third baseman.
Interesting.
Wow.
Very
That one will go to
interesting
third
play.
baseman Allie Hutchins. Abigail Knight hits it to Hutchins. She throws to first for the out. And Chansey comes home. Lexi Winters takes third. First baseman Lauren Brazili tries to get back to Winters at third. Winters dives and is able to avoid the tag. But there is now one run on the board for the Gamecocks.
I'm confused. Maybe you can explain this to me, Dakota, but why did she not throw that home?
I think because she thought she was already there and she didn't have time. I think Chansey was just already, or you're talking about the third baseman?
Yeah.
She probably checked her and thought she was going to stay, and she kind of probably juked her out and went home anyways. Usually that's what we do. Emma Sellers now in the box. She'll take 1 ball and 1 strike. Usually what you do when you have a runner on base like that and they get you the ball, you're supposed to check them, make sure they're not going to go anywhere. Didn't look like she checked her very long. It's a great point, actually. It looks like maybe she just looked over at her real quick, assumed she wasn't going, and threw it. That one will go to shortstop and then to first for the out. Emma Sellers. It's the third out of the inning. Wow, a lot to talk about that just happened there. Great to see the Gamecocks putting the bat on the ball, but obviously the Wildcats have defense. But interesting, like you said, Chansey was on third, Winters was on second. The ball gets hit to the third baseman, Allie Hutchins. She checks her, but only for like half a second, throws it to first for the out, gets the out, and then Chansey's able to come home quite easily. They try to get Winters back at third, unable to. Probably an error on their defense on that part as well, not making sure she was going to stay on that bag. And then also, if you're going to make the throw to first, you hopefully can make the throw to first and then get it back to home in time to get out that runner that's coming home. But, you know, in the game yesterday when it was 1-0, that was the only run they needed to win. So that might have cost. It's very early, obviously. It's very early.
Which is something that's nice to see
from
with
the
this Gamecocks team,
yeah.
because they usually wait until third or fourth to kind of get a feel for the game, get things going. But yeah, I mean, solid performance by both teams defensively so far. I mean, that inning, that was the longest half inning that the game had seen so far. Other than that, pretty quick one so far.
Yeah. We're going to take a super quick break, and we'll be right back for the top of the third. All right, we're back, and that was Carissa Hamilton at the plate. She took a cut to Blankenship at shortstop, and Blankenship was able to easily retire her at first, and that'll be 1 out for the Wildcats.
Chansey had the opportunity to catch that one off the bat. Kind of bounced off of her palm and her glove, but luckily Blankenship able to grab the ball and throw it to first for Rhodey.
Yeah, good hard hit there. And Gress with the off-speed pitch for the first pitch of the at-bat for Emery Donaldson, second baseman. It'll be a first 1 ball, no strikes for Donaldson.
I think the Jumbotron went out.
Yeah, I think we just lost the Jumbotron there. That'll be.
We still got the scoreboard, though. That's nice.
Strike 1 for Donaldson. Now 1 out, nobody on. Donaldson's the bottom of their lineup here, so we might see it turn over in just a second. Pitch from Gress. That one's fouled off.
And that shows you how well Sam Gress has been pitching tonight. That just, this is like they're about to go back to the top of the batting order.
In the third.
Yeah, I
for
think
the
the
first
last inning was 3 up, 3 down. And so was the first inning. So
yeah,
makes sense.
it'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes for Donaldson. She'll take another crack at that one. It'll be a foul ball on the third base side.
She is chasing these from Sam Gress.
Absolutely. She is early though, well on that one specifically. Seems like Gress might be trying to get her with the off speed. She might be a little bit confused in the box here. We'll see what Gress goes with this time. I would be interested to see if she tries the fastball or the off speed. Pitch from Gress. It's off speed down the middle. Not a strike.
Just a bit high, it looked like.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too high. 2-2 for Donaldson. Again, 1 out, nobody on. A little bit windy today. And that one will be down in the zone for ball 3. Another full count here at Beckham Field. Three-two pitch from Gress. Now would be another foul ball on the third base side.
You got to think, Dakota, that if Gress continues to pitch like this and get people out quick, that she might be able to finish this one by herself. And in the last 2 games in the series, she had about 6 innings combined. So she's usually the cleanup pitcher for them. But maybe she can do this one all by herself tonight.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't be surprised by that. And that one, she'll get her on the off-speed, slow roller to Rhodey at first, who will easily retire second batter of the third, and that'll be 2 outs with nobody on. For the top of their lineup.
Sam Gress really liked the call from Lexi Winters, giving her flowers after that one.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen the first and third base players having a lot to do, not really being able to get it out into center field, not even really being able to get it out of the dirt into the grass.
Yeah. Everything's staying in the infield so far here. Allie Hutchins is up. And the first, she flied out to center field. She's caught by Lelio, and now she has 1 ball, no strikes. Something that's interesting to me about Allie Hutchins, that if I ever got a chance to talk to her, I'd talk to her about the way that she holds her bat. I know, obviously, you guys can't see her right now, but she's holding it like this, straight, vertical.
Happy Gilmore-esque.
Yeah, or horizontal, rather. Wonder what the strategy is on that one. Not something you see quite often in softball, but now she's got 2 balls, no strikes.
It's where she generates that extra power, maybe. I don't know. I never played a sport with a bat, so I don't really know.
I just know that if my dad saw me holding it like that, I would be in trouble. The off speed for ball 3 from Gress.
Got some work to do to dig herself out of this hole.
Yeah, this is the deepest hole we've seen her dig so far. 3-0 count here, but can't help but to suspect a pretty good one's coming down the middle right after this.
And she trusts her defense, too.
Absolutely.
2
Let them
outs.
work. And that'll be the first strike down the middle, like you said. For 3-1 for Hutchins, rather. Sorry. Again, 0-1 on the night, flied out to center field. First time up in the first inning. 2 outs, nobody on. The pitch. Another strike, and she's out of the hole.
There
Full
it
count
is.
here, 3-2 for Gress and Hutchins. Like we said, Gress is an impressive pitcher. She has great composure, got down 3-0 and was able to easily build right back up from that. It's now full count to Hutchins. And she'll take that one for ball 4.
A little bit disheartening.
Yeah, the crowd not really happy about that one here at Beckham Field. But now they have 1 runner on. Their second runner of the night, I believe. Hutchins will take first as Lauren Borzilleri comes up.
Borzilleri, maybe?
Borzilleri, I am so sorry, Lauren. Borzilleri, first baseman. She's also 0-1 on the night. She'll take the first pitch for a strike down the middle. She grounded out to first base in the first inning. Rhodey now at first base playing quite far back. They got the shift on. Second baseman Carly Shelton is also playing almost right behind second base. Second pitch is going to be a strike as well.
Another one.
0-2 for Lauren.
You didn't want to try it that time?
I just feel bad for butchering it. I'm just going to address her as Lauren. And she'll take a cut at that one. Back to their dugout. Still 0-2 for Lauren.
Didn't know if you were on first name basis with her or not.
Oh yeah, we're great friends. We're great friends. Just kidding, folks. I'm sorry.
Well, where is she from? Maybe you know her.
I think most of the Kentucky team actually is from Kentucky, which I was interested to see. And she'll take that one to left field. And the left fielder, Emily Vincent, will be right under it for the out. And that'll be it for the Wildcats in the third.
Send us to the bottom.
Send us to the bottom of the third. And we'll have the bottom of the South Carolina lineup, Emily Vincent, who just made that catch in left field, will be up to bat for the Gamecocks. Vincent, 171 average, 4 RBIs on the season, 195 slugging percentage, 289 on-base percentage. So not the best numbers on the Gamecock lineup, but she's there for a reason. Sorry there.
That kind of scared me, I'm not going to lie.
Yes, it scared me too. There's a loud child talking. She gets her stuff done, though. She does what she needs to do, and that's why she's still got that spot on the lineup. And obviously she does great in the field. And they'll bring Julie Kelly back out for her third inning.
Let's see, Bluebirds.
Lots of fun games going on here in Beckham Field tonight.
There's always something going on. If it isn't softball, then it's a fun game in the crowd.
Absolutely.
Or that kid screaming into the microphone, you know, either or.
Ashley Chastain Woodard actually on the headset for the SEC broadcast tonight. Getting a little
Something that
mid-game
they've
interview.
been implementing this season and getting those interviews with the head coaches.
Yep.
And it turned out pretty well.
Great for softball, for sure, and all of the South Carolina games are either on SEC Network or SEC Plus.
You guys aren't watching that. You're watching the SGTV.
Yeah, obviously you're here with us.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's great that softball is getting more eyes on it more regularly, especially this Gamecock team, who is just doing absolutely amazing this year, and it's great for softball and women's sports all together.
We've really seen like incredible growth in a lot of women's sports, specifically because of the college level. I mean, we think of women's basketball in the last couple years. Softball is now becoming more popular. I know I've become a huge fan this season covering this team, and it's been really great to see, because if you love sports, you love all sports. Everybody watches women's sports.
Absolutely. And it's great to see our women's basketball team especially. It's got so much eyes on them. And shout out to our women's golf team as well, who just won the SEC
So did the equestrian
tournament.
team.
Yep, the tournament, the equestrian team won it just a few weeks ago, and of course the women's basketball team won it before them. Hopefully softball might be next up on the list, as we have Emily Vincent up at in the box. Kelly still in the circle, and the first pitch will be a line drive to left field. But Hallie Mitchell, the left fielder for the Wildcats, will be right there to make the snag. It was a great contact on the first pitch there. Vincent definitely getting aggressive at the plate, but just the placement is not great.
No.
It's right to Hallie Mitchell in left field there. So that'll be one out for the Gamecocks. Nobody on in the bottom of the third here.
Back to the top of the lineup.
Yep, that'll bring up Quincy Lelio, who will take first strike. Looked like it might have been a little bit outside, but we'll
making up for some other ones earlier.
Yeah. 1-0 count for Lelio here. Or 0-1, I'm sorry. That'll be strike 2 for Lilio. That one seemed to come in with a little bit of heat from Kelly. 0-2, 1 out. And Lilio will let that one go by for the first ball of the at-bat. One and 2 pitch. Lilio will smack that one to first base. It'll be easily grabbed by first baseman Lauren Borzelleri. And she'll make the out for second one of the inning. That'll bring up Carly Shelton, who's 0-1 for the night in the first.
Yeah, Carly Shelton trying to make sure it's not a 3 up, 3 down situation.
Yep. Shelton grounded out to the shortstop in the first inning.
Shelton probably had the most impressive game out of anybody in that big 14-1 victory. 2 hits, 2 runs, and 3 RBIs. Standout performer.
First pitch is a ball. Second pitch is smacked out into right center field. It'll be caught by the center fielder, Allie Blum, for the third out of the inning, and it is 3 up, 3 down. As we turn it over. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back for the top of the fourth. Welcome back to SGTV's broadcast of South Carolina softball. We've got a close game. 1 run for the Gamecocks here, none for the Kentucky Wildcats. I'm Dakota Morris. This is Zander Collins. We got Allie Blum up at the plate right now. She'll go for the bunt, and she'll put it out there, actually going for the blunt to get strike 1. 0-1 count for Blum. Pitch from Gress. That one will be fouled back towards the Gamecocks dugout for strike 2.
Sam Gress, I mean, we've said it a couple times on this broadcast, but she's really taken names in this game. We mentioned maybe she had homework or something, because she's pitching very well, trying to get people out fast. I mean, that's the aim of the game, and she's been able to do that so far. Pitching games and taking names.
Absolutely, and it would be great if she could do that with Blum. Blum tripled in the first, and she'll get another hit here to make it to first. That one will go past the second baseman, out to Lilio in center field. And now the Wildcats have a runner on first, no outs. And she'll have her second hit of the game.
Well, it's the broadcaster's curse right there, Dakota.
What?
You just were like, maybe she can get her out here, and then she hits
Oh,
a
yeah,
nice,
and then
nice ground ball to right center field.
Probably spoke a little bit too soon on that one, and it looks like she's going to, I thought she was going to steal. She'll stay, and that'll bring up Peyton Plotz in the box. She'll take strike one.
Strikes plentiful for both teams today.
Absolutely.
Only 3 combined hits between the two teams in the top of the fourth.
Second pitch
Slow
of the
pace
at-bat.
game.
It'll be the off speed from Gress, but she won't get the call. It'll be a 1-1 count to Peyton Plotz, who grounded out to first in the first inning. Hoping to find some redemption here. And she'll take that one to third base. They'll turn it to 2-1 for the double play. And that'll be Ella Chansey fielding the ball at third, taking it to Carly Shelton at second base, and Shelton then taking it to Rhodey at first.
It's a great play by the outfield, because this is another example of Sam Gress trusting that defense, trusting that they can work behind her, kind of giving maybe giving her a little bit of an easy one, because she knew that the players behind her had her back. And that's another double play.
Yeah, and we'll take a timeout here as Ashley Chastain-Woodard walks over to the third base umpire. Not quite sure what they're chatting about since she got the call on both of those.
Surely she's not angry.
No, surely she's not angry. Maybe, only thing I can think of is maybe the runner left early, but I'm not sure why she would be asking about it if they got the outs, but maybe just to let the other runners know, not do the same thing. Now she'll take a quick chat with the girls in the infield. Wildcat head coach Rachel Lawson will inquire with the umpire about what's going on. No changes will be made in the field as everybody gets back in their positions. We'll have Hallie Mitchell up to bat it.
She really only lefty?
Yeah, she's the only lefty on the team. They don't have anybody that hits or throws left-handed.
Wow.
It seems as she
gotta
throws.
hit the portal.
She throws right-handed, but she bats left. She's 0-1 on the night as well. First pitch. It's going to be a strike from Gress. Mitchell fouled out to third in the second inning. 0-1 pitch. It's off speed for another strike. Now Gress is way ahead in the count. 0-2, 2 outs, nobody on. Again, 1 run for the Gamecocks and none for the Wildcats here in the fourth inning. Oh, 0-2 pitch. That one would be off speed, but Mitchell will get a piece of it, send it to left field. Will be easily caught by left fielder Emily Vinson. Floated in the air just a little bit too long, and she was able to get under it and make the catch. It's a great inning for the defense of the Gamecocks. And tell me a little bit about what you saw and maybe how they can keep it going.
I mean, it's hard not to see that double play, Dakota. For the first time in this game, you saw Kentucky maybe having a little bit of success getting on base, getting their second hit in the game. Maybe became a little bit too complacent there. Hit a ball right to Ella Chansey, who was able to make the play at second, and then Rhodey finishing that double play off at first. I mean, the first one, I think despite the scoreline in the first one, I think that the series in general has been a pretty defensive one. And that's the tale for a lot of the games that South Carolina has played this season, which is, it's fun to watch from a neutral's perspective. And I think that it's probably the thing they do best is defend. We've seen that they've had a couple struggles this season like in the batter's box. But I mean, a great defensive effort. So that double play, also just those heads-up plays in the outfield. I don't think there's been any errors on South Carolina's part. We saw that one in, I think, the bottom of the third, or the bottom of the second or the third from Kentucky. So Carolina playing their game and doing it perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. Something that's becoming pretty clear to this Wildcat team is that you need to get it out of the infield. The infield for South Carolina does their job pretty much every time. Definitely every time we've seen in this game, and they're able to easily put away some runners and even 2 runners at once sometimes, like they just did. So,
I mean, South Carolina not really having to do anything crazy. They've shifted maybe once or twice.
Yep.
So, just really, it's nice to see the trust between Sam Gress and the infielders and outfielders, and how much they trust her.
Yep, absolutely, and how much she trusts them, conversely as well.
Yeah, I mean, great team. I know we mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. It's just so incredible what they've been able to accomplish as a team that's just basically a bunch of transfers. So I think that this team under Chastain Woodard can have a lot of success in the upcoming years. If this, and under her first year, she's been able to have so much success already.
Absolutely. And that'll bring up Rhodey for the first batter of the bottom of the 4th here. She'll take first ball. So 1-0 count for Rhodey. Still have Kelly in the circle here. And she'll get a strike on that one. 1-1 count. No outs, nobody on. Rhodey in the first, flied out to right field. Still able to make some contact with the ball, but not able to get anything done here. And she'll smack that one quite high in the air to right. And right fielder Peyton Plotz will come over to make the grab in foul territory to get the first out of the inning. That one again floated for just a little bit too long, popped it straight up in the air.
Wildcats been able to catch out the Gamecocks on foul balls popped up into the air so far.
Yeah.
They've pretty much been able to get their gloves on each one that's popped up, which you'll love to see for the game, or for the Wildcats.
Absolutely. That'll bring up Ella Chansey.
Odd about it.
She'll let the first one go by for a ball. Kelly doing a great job so far as well, doing her job in the circle. Chansey walked. And that'll be a foul ball.
Fans almost got a souvenir.
Absolutely, that one almost went over the netting here. That'll be a 1-1 count for Chansey, who, like I said, walked in the second inning. Still only walk of the night, I believe. Like you said, lots of strikes coming from both sides of the ball in this one today. The pitch. Chansey will take that one down the first base line, and it'll be fair. Foul, sorry.
Really?
Yeah, interesting call, that one. Looked like it bounced fair and then went out, but I guess.
A lot of these hits, like, they're slicing them, so they're like kind of curving outward.
Yeah.
So I guess I could have seen it either way.
1-2 count for Chansey. That one will come in a little bit too high and outside for ball 2. Gamecock hitters obviously ready to hit tonight, though.
Yeah, that's something we mentioned, is the aggression that they've had in this latter half of the season.
That one will be chopped over the head of Kelly. Shortstop will come around for the throw, and she's not in time. Shortstop Cassidy Reisner got all the way around second base to field that ball that chopped over the head of the pitcher. But Chansey was able to beat out the throw to first.
It was close, too.
It was very close. I wouldn't be surprised if they challenged that one, but it looks like they're going to let it go. Yeah,
No point. They've got some traveling to do.
Absolutely. That one will be in the dirt for the first pitch to Lexi Winters, who was 1-1 on the night. Chansey will remain at first, though that one bounced in front of her a little bit. Winters single to the shortstop. In the second, I'm sorry. And then made it all the way to third with that throwing error we talked about. 1-1 for Winters. Chancey on first, 1 out. She'll let that one go by for ball 2. Low and outside. Two and 1 count to Winters. That one seems like an off feed, and she'll get the call. She'll get the strike, 2 and 2. Again, seems like crowd's not really too happy about that one.
Lexi Winters, one of the most versatile players in the SEC. Of course, an amazing catcher, but doesn't even struggle in the batter's box. I mean, we saw what she was able to accomplish.
Ooh, that one will be smacked right back to Kelly, and it'll knock the glove out of her hand, but she'll barehand it, pick it up to throw it to first and get the out. Chancey will advance to second base, but wow, what a play by Kelly, the team will come in and check on her. That one went right back at her glove. It looked like maybe just scared her a bit. Knocked her glove right out of her hand, but she picked it up with her bare hand and got it over to first in time for the out. That'll be 2 outs.
I guess that's why they call it a heads-up play.
Absolutely. Head coach Rachel Lawson will come out, check on her. Seems like she's going to stay in. She's all right. She's giving high fives with her hands, so seems like she's okay.
I mean, the pitching battle in this game has been incredible to watch.
Absolutely.
Both very talented players. I mean, you saw it just now. I mean, the play that she was able to make under pressure, no glove, still able to make that throw to first, and send Lexi Winters back to the dugout.
And now we have 2 outs to bring up Brooke Blankenship, and Chancey will remain on second base. Pitch from Kelly. That one's going to be a little bit low and outside for ball 1. No strikes. Blankenship grounded out in the second. She did move the runners around, but was not able to stay on the bases. And that one will come in for ball 2. Again, a little bit low. Kelly maybe a little bit shook up by that last place.
Maybe, I know I would.
Yeah, trying to settle back in. The pitch. And that one will be hit to second base and easily retired at first. That'll be second baseman Emily Donaldson getting the out there. And that'll put the Gamecocks away. Chancey
being stranded on base twice so far in this one, so not as close as the scoreline would indicate. Gamecocks, as they've been doing all season, have just been kind of leaving some players on base, so some of these closer games aren't as close as the score would indicate. But, yeah.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back for the top of the 5th. Welcome back, everybody. We're at the top of the 5th for South Carolina versus Kentucky. We've got Cassidy Reisner in the box who just looked at ball one. Again, Sam Gress is in the circle still for the Gamecocks. I'm Dakota Morris. This is Zander Collins. Cassidy Razor grounded out in the second.
Yeah, looking to right her ship in this
Absolutely.
at-bat.
She thought about going for that one, but she let it go past for strike one. Now 1-1 for Reisner. Nobody on, no outs. 1-1 pitch from Gress. That would be off speed, down the middle for a strike. Strike two.
Classic Sam Gress.
Absolutely. We've been seeing a lot of that off speed tonight, and it's been working out quite well for her. Not so well for the Wildcats.
She likes to establish the fastball, usually on that first pitch, and then go off speed on that second. Kind of just seeing if Kentucky can do anything about it. I mean, I'm sure that they expect it at this point, but Sam Gress, a confident player, knows what she's doing, playing her game.
Ball two comes in just a little bit outside, 2-2 count. I believe one of the Wildcats did get a hold of it, but it just floated in the air and they got the out on that one. That one, another off speed. She'll be way early and it'll cut foul. She had to lunge out quite a bit to get that one. Still 2-2 count. Wonder if Gress will go with that again. She'll get the call from Winters. The pitch. Another off speed. And that'll be popped up just outside of the foul line on second base. Rhodey will get over to grab that one and make the out. For out number one of the inning, bringing up Madison Clark. Clark struck out against Gress in the second. 0-1 for the ninth. The designated player for the Wildcats. First pitch. A bunt. She'll lay it down right back to Gress, and Gress will easily make the out to Rhodey at third.
Interesting play there. No one on base.
I think they're just trying to get something going. I'm obviously just standing there and trying to get a hit hasn't been working too well for them, but like we mentioned just a minute ago, you got to get it out of the infield, and a bunt is not going to get out of the infield, and the infield, the South Carolina infield's probably going to be able to make that play, especially when it was a little bit too hard. Sam Gress threw that one a little bit hard. It came off the bat pretty hard, went right back to Gress for an easy out. That'll bring up Carissa Hamilton, who will watch the first one go by for a ball. 1-0 count, 2 outs. Nobody on for the Wildcats here in the top of the fifth. That one will be low, right down the middle, but low for ball number two. Seems like you were saying earlier, not a lot of balls, mostly strikes on both sides, but it seems like we're starting to get a little bit more balls from both pitchers here as the night goes on and arms get a little bit more tired.
Yeah.
2-0 pitch. That one be fouled off for the first strike of the at-bat.
Barely got a piece of that one.
Yeah. Hamilton trying to hang in there, trying to get a piece of something. Obviously not going for the bunt here this time.
Not this time, no. Got to get something going the old-fashioned way.
2-1 pitch from Gress. That one will be an off speed and will go right to second baseman. Ooh. And the throw will be way off to Rhodey. Second baseman Carly Shelton, fielded that ball. It was quite a slow roller. But when she picked it up and threw it to first, it was just quite a bit off of, out of the way for Rhodey. Couldn't get to it, let it go past her.
Maybe a bit rusty. I mean, they haven't, as a defensive unit, been out there too long in this game. These innings going by pretty fast, so they haven't really had a lot of time to get accustomed to the game.
Absolutely.
There'd be an error in that one.
Hamilton will stay on first with 2 outs. The Gamecocks have a quick talk with each other as the crowd gets fired up, trying to give them some encouragement after that play. And that'll bring up Emery Donaldson, who's also 0-1 on the night. The pitch from Gress. That one will be hit well, out to left center field. And Vincent will be there to make the catch, running back to get under that one to make the third out of the inning. And again, another runner is left on base for Kentucky.
Yeah. Vincent with a lot to do so far in this ball game.
Absolutely.
So even though there was that error, they've been playing well enough with the short innings that they're able to take care of business, not let Kentucky get back into this one, because it's still a very close game, as the score would indicate.
Yeah, and it seems like pitchers are starting to get a little bit more tired. We're starting to see a little bit more balls, and also from the batters are starting to settle in as they're going through their second time at the plate. And that was a great cut, honestly, by Donaldson, but it just wasn't good enough to get past Vincent. She was able to get under it. Again, a lot of these balls are just sitting in the air for a little bit too long, allowing the players to easily get under them and make the outs. But we were saying they have to get it out of the infield, and she did that time. Just, again, wasn't quite good enough. The South Carolina defense is very stout, even though we saw the error from second baseman Carly Shelton. 1-0 ball game here at Beckham Field on this Monday night.
Hootie and the Blowfish on, and the crowd is getting fired up.
Absolutely. And like you said, it's a pretty good turnout for a Monday night. Usually their 3-game series are a Friday, Saturday, Sunday series, but they started on Saturday this week, went through Sunday and now Monday. Got a little wave going on in the crowd.
A lot of people, well, it's last week of classes here, so I mean, I think maybe people are thinking their workload isn't too bad. Maybe they can come out and support their Gamecocks. Good to see just an incredible amount of people for a Monday, honestly.
Jory Hurd and I actually have quite a bit of homework due.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're in a class together, and there's a lot going on in that class right now, so she's probably hoping to get out of here early.
Maybe that's what she's doing in the dugout, because it's not looking like they even need to change up from Sam Gress. Hasn't thrown a lot of pitches in this one, even with it being the bottom of the 5th. What class is that?
College athletics.
There it is.
Can you believe it?
There it is.
Yeah.
What like school is that?
That's sport and entertainment management.
Gotcha.
Anyways, back to the game here. We'll have Abigail Knight coming into the box for the Gamecocks. Again, Kelly still in the circle. The first pitch would be, I was about to say a strike, but that's a ball. Looked pretty good down the middle. Maybe a little bit too low. 0-1 count for Abigail Knight, who's 0-1. The second pitch is also a ball for Knight.
Carissa Hamilton, I mean, she hasn't been getting the strikes called, but as a catcher's doing a great job of catching that one outside of the box and bringing it back in.
Absolutely.
I think it's fooled.
Ooh, that one would be smacked by Knight into center field, right over the shortstop. She'll easily get to first, and it'll fall just in front of the center fielder. And the Gamecocks have one runner on here in the bottom of the 5th. They're leading by 1 run, 1-0. No outs to bring up Emma Sellers. Sellers grounded out in the second inning, or second. Wildcats will have a quick talk as Ashley Chastain Woodard makes a change to the lineup. Let's see. She'll bring in 21 Natalie Heath to hit for Emily Vinson after Sellers. Again, Sellers 0-1 on the night, grounded out to the shortstop. Back in the second. And they'll bring in number 22, Nia McKnight, to run for Abigail Knight. So we got Nia McKnight on first, no outs. Emma Sellers up to bat. She's got 1 ball, and she'll bunt, but it'll be foul.
Showing her cards.
Bouncing behind the plate there. Yes, definitely showing that bunt, drawing the infield in as quickly as possible to get the detention off of Nia McKnight at first base. But now,
it'll be easy to advance McKnight too, a very quick player. That's why she's a designated player.
She often comes in to pinch run. That one, she'll put out the bunt, she'll pull back on it, Third baseman Allie Hutchins bobbles the ball at first, but then she'll pick it up, throw it to first for the out. It's 1 out, but Nia McKnight does move along. That'll be an RBI for Emma Sellers.
Yeah, Sellers getting what she was after anyways.
Absolutely. Did the same thing that the bunt would have done there.
Yeah.
Surely Ashley Chastain's not mad about that one.
No way.
And like we said, now filling in for Emily Vinson will be Natalie Heath, junior, for the Gamecocks. Wildcats will have a quick chat, calm themselves back down. Heath steps into the box with 1 out, 1 runner on second base, and just 1 run ahead of the Kentucky Wildcats here. Pitch from Kelly. I'll be a little bit high and inside for ball 1. She'll hold back on that. Like we said, Nia McKnight comes in often to pitch run, and Natalie Heath often comes in to pinch hit. She usually makes something happen. That'll be a strike. Crowd's not too happy with that one. 1-1 count for Heath, as she looks to make something happen here for the Gamecocks coming off the bench. And she'll let that one go by for ball number 2. 2-1 count for Heath. She'll take that one to the second baseman, who will retire her at first, but Nia McKnight will get around to third base, and now we got 2 outs. Runner on third. Second baseman for the Wildcats, Emily Donaldson, was able to easily field that ball and get the out, but it will be an RBI. She advances Nia McKnight to third. And now Quincy Lelio is up, who's 0-2 on the night.
Yeah, led the game last time out with 2 hits, 32nd in the nation in on-base percentage. So it's looking likely that McKnight will probably be able to get home, especially being in scoring position, because Lilio's good at finding those spaces in the outfield to place that ball when she hits.
Absolutely. She'll let 2 pitches go past her for 1 ball and 1 strike. That one will be popped up into the stands. Ooh, and almost caught by a Kentucky fan. And immediately taken away by the ballpark staff here.
I don't think he wanted it either anyways.
No. If you're a Kentucky fan, probably not too excited
still
about
cool
this
that
game.
it landed in his lap, basically.
Though it landed in his lap, he didn't quite make a clean catch.
That's why he's in the stands.
Absolutely. Bobbled it just a bit. Lelio will talk with the third base coach. Probably telling her to just find a gap somewhere and get it down. Don't give them the easy out and get Nia McKnight at third home. Got 2 outs, runners on third. Count is 1-2 for Lelio. And again, Julie Kelly still in the circle for the Wildcats here. She'll smack that one foul again. It'll stay in the field this time. Count will remain 1-2. We've seen a lot of these foul ball little battles between Kelly and the Gamecocks tonight.
Very true.
Hopefully somebody will be able to straighten it out. Maybe it'll be Lelio here. And she'll get her looking on that one. That'll leave Nia McKnight stranded at third. Lelio lets the fastball zoom past her for the 3rd out of the inning.
It's the 2nd time I think that they've left someone stranded at third. Ella Chansey the first time, of course, I think in the top of the bottom of the 3rd, excuse me, and then this time Nia McKnight. So, yeah, it's continuing to be a problem for the Gamecocks. But I mean, they're still able to get things going, which is nice, and still get people on base. It's nice to. It's not a bad problem to have because it means you're getting people on base.
Absolutely. We'll see if we can they can move some people around, or if Kentucky can get a run on the board in the 6th inning, but we'll be right back. Welcome back to SGTV's broadcast of South Carolina versus the Kentucky Wildcats Game 3. Allie Hutchins is now in the box for the Wildcats, and she'll take the first pitch strike from Sam Gress. Still a 1-0 game here. The Gamecocks leading. Nobody else able to get across the plate just yet. Hutchins will take a crack at that one. Will go foul on the third base side.
Gress with an opportunity to have 3 pitches and send her back to the dugout. You know she's capable of it.
Would be nice for Gress getting deeper into the game. Like I said earlier, I wouldn't be surprised if she went through this whole game herself, and it would be nice to limit the amount of pitches she has to throw. Hutchins fly out to left center in the first. And she'll take first ball of the at-bat for a 1-2 count. And this is the pitch from Gress. She'll take another crack at that one, this time going foul on the first base side. Reaching a little bit late on that one, just trying to make something happen here in the top of the 6th.
She's back with that interesting bat
angle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, every time I'm looking at her, it just amazes me. And it worked out for her that time. She'll get one down on the ground to second baseman Carly Shelton, who will easily get the out at first. Oh.
Lyndon
Did I miss
Baptiste.
something?
Lyndon Baptiste called for her to be out, I think. Oh, it's because they're challenging it.
She remains on first base. Kentucky's going to challenge the call. They'll do an instant replay. Pull up the video center for us. Looking on it at this camera over here.
We've got one right next to us.
Yeah. They're not putting it up on the big screen yet, but we have some insider information over here in the next
Stuff
suite
you don't get
next to
anywhere
us.
else.
It looks to me that,
that's so very close.
wow, that is extremely very close, but I think she was out. Her foot was over the bag when the ball was going into Rhodey's glove, but her foot did not seem to be on the bag. But I wish everybody at home could see it. The stretch she's making to get to the front of that bag and try to beat out that ball was absolutely amazing. Great effort by her, at least. The call is upheld. That one's a little bit too close. We have to have undisputable evidence to turn over the call in the field. That one's a little bit too close to change it up, so that'll be out number 1 for the Gamecocks here in the top of the 6th.
First base umpire Lyndon Baptiste got that one right.
Absolutely. It's a great call by
Experienced
Batke.
guy, he knows what he's doing.
And he had the best angle on it.
Yeah,
out of
he
anybody
sure
here.
did.
That'll bring up Lauren Hillary. I just can't say her last name, and I apologize for that. But she'll take strike one from Sam Gress.
Got her with the off speed.
Yeah, starting off with the off speed, Sam Gress
A
isn't.
little bit different.
Yeah, she mixes it up. She's not keeping it the same. It's hard for them to know what she's going to do. She throws it at different times all the time. Second pitch of the at-bat will be hit, and that'll get down over the head of the third baseman. Picked up by left fielder Emily Vinson. That went right over Ella Chansey. She didn't really have the chance to make the grab. So now Kentucky does have a runner at first. Looks like maybe they'll bring a pinch runner in. Yep. Number 33, Anna Mock, will come out to run for the Wildcats. So runner at first, one out, top of the sixth. Wildcats looking to get a run across the board here so they can stay in this game. That'll bring up Allie Blum. Blum is 2 for 2 on the night. One of the only Wildcats able to get something going, and the pitch from Gress will come in a little bit low for ball one. Blum singled in the fourth, I'm sorry. And tripled in the first.
Great play.
She'll hit that one straight to Brooke Blankenship, who will make the easy grab for the out number 2 of the inning. And 33, Anna Mock, will remain on first base. Now with 2 outs, and time is dwindling down for the Wildcats here.
Yes, it is.
Peyton Plotz comes up 0 for 2 on the night, hoping to move her runner around.
It's a great way to start.
Yep, and Gress will start with strike one. Plotz grounded out in the first.
With 2 outs and a player on base, Dakota, what do they got to do to get something going?
Get something out of the infield and get something on the ground. Don't give the outfield an easy play to get under it and make the out. Don't give the infield an easy play to easily field a ground ball and get it out. Find a gap here. I mean, Kentucky's really not been able to find a gap this whole time. That one came in for strike 2, 0-2 count now for Plotz. They've just got to find a gap here, and if they can find a good enough gap in the outfield, I'm sure that runner, they put her in to pinch run it, so I'm sure she's pretty fast. She would probably easily get around the bases if they could just find a gap somewhere in left field or right field. Now the 1-2 count as the crowd gets fired up here for the Gamecocks. She'll swing and miss on that one for the third out of the inning. And another strikeout for Sam Gress.
It's more evident than ever that time is dwindling for this Wildcats team. With Carolina now an opportunity to extend that lead. But we might not even have to play all 7 if the Wildcats can't get anything going in the top of the next one. And we know how good South Carolina is late in these games. We saw it even in the first game of the season against Virginia, that they like to strike late.
Yeah, so this is usually the time that South Carolina starts to run away with it. Right now, it's still a close game. Anything can happen. It's 1 run. 1 runner on the board for South Carolina and none for the Kentucky Wildcats. But this is where South Carolina gets a little crazy.
All it takes is 1 pitch, seriously, for a team to get back in this or extend their lead.
Well, on Saturday, it only took 1 pitch for Cassie Reisner to get a solo home run in game 1, though they ended up getting beat pretty bad in that game.
Yeah.
If somebody from the Gamecocks lineup could get, Wildcats, could get a home run, single run home run, that could tie up the game, send us in extra innings if the Gamecocks aren't able to respond. So you're right, it only takes 1 pitch. Anything can happen.
I don't think any one of these players wants to go to extra innings.
No, I'm sure. Like I said, me and Jory Hurd have some homework that is due.
What kind of assignments do you have to do for that class?
We just had to make a presentation about different stuff in college athletics.
Different stuff, cool.
Yeah, it's hard to explain.
What chapter? That's chapter 5, right?
Yeah, different stuff, college athletics, chapter 5.
Love it. And a very important inning, or half inning, I should say, excuse me, coming up for the Wildcats. They've got to, I mean, simple as that, they've got to keep the Gamecocks off the board.
Absolutely, and Carly Shelton will be first up for the Gamecocks, who obviously is very good usually at getting a hit, getting on base. She grounded out in the first.
Also had some impressive outs for the Gamecocks in the outfield. You mentioned it, they're not able to really get it out of the infield, but when they have, the Gamecocks have been there.
Absolutely. That'll come in. First pitch of the at-bat will be a ball from Kelly. Carly Shelton grounded out in first and flied out in the third or fourth. And she'll pop that one up out of the stands. Ooh, another miss from a
These
fan
fans
here.
can't catch it.
That'll be a 1-1 count for Shelton as she tries to get something going for the Gamecocks. Again, they're ahead by 1. 1-0 ball game here at Beckham Field. And that one will miss just low for ball number 2, the at-bat. Gamecocks are pretty good about sitting and waiting to get what they want. They're not really going to swing at balls. That one will be fired right back up the middle, and that's the one she wanted, not a ball. Shelton will get on first base quite easily to bring up Ariana Rohde, the big hitter for South Carolina this year. Rohde leading the team in home runs and 42 RBIs as well. Quite a bit there. Shelton will run for herself. There will be no outs. Runners on first for Rohde. Strike for the first pitch down the middle. Julie Kelly, we haven't spoken about her too much, but honestly, she's been doing a great job. She's been doing her job. She's not throwing a lot of balls. She's letting the defense work behind her. Going to be strike 2, and the Gamecocks are not happy about that one. Loud crowd here tonight. Also in the crowd is former athletic director for South Carolina, Ray Tanner, coming out to see the girls perform tonight. That one will be fouled off on the first base side. Scout stays at 0-2 for Ariana Rohde as she looks to move Shelton and put a little bit of extra runs on the board. And like we said, this is where the Gamecocks really start to heat up in these last few innings. Pitch from Kelly will be outside and low for the first ball of the at-bat. 1-2 count for Rohde.
Like I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Hamilton, catcher for the Wildcats, is doing a great job selling some of these pitches.
Yeah, absolutely. That one will bounce off the plate to the third baseman, who will throw to first to retire Rohde, but she is able to move Shelton to second base. And just 1 out still for the Gamecocks as Ella Chansey comes up. 1-1 on the night. Chansey batting cleanup. Just hoping to make a little bit of something happen here. And that one will be fired to left field. It'll stay fair. And that'll send Chansey all the way home. Chansey to third, well, she'll be called safe. I'm sorry. That was Carly Shelton going all the way home for the Gamecocks, and Chansey all the way to third after a nice cut down the first baseline that stayed fair. Left fielder, Hallie Mitchell, right fielder for the Wildcats was not able to get there.
An incredible breaking ball down the right outfield line, or the first baseline, excuse me, giving Shelton enough time to come home and to double and extend the lead for the Gamecocks. And I mean, if you're Kentucky, you're not going to be feeling super confident about the rest of the game after this, because you really wanted to keep that deficit as low as possible. So
Absolutely. Now they have more work to do in the top of the 7th here.
as well as a runner in scoring position. So
And Julie Kelly's time in the circle will come to an end after that as they bring in Sarah Hedges. These Kentucky names, man. But Sarah will come in to fill in for Julie Kelly, who again, though she's getting taken out right now, it's the 6th inning. She did a great job up until this point. Only maybe 2 or 3 hits.
it's not looking like there's going to be another
5
inning
hits.
after this one either. So
Yeah,
at least not for Kentucky's defense.
yeah. Allowed 5 hits,
So you
but
want,
she did a great job so far.
yeah. I mean, you kind of want to make it a manageable game for your offense when they come back out. So at this point, with 1 out on the board, they've got to make sure they're really watching Chansey on third, because we saw that miscommunication earlier in the game is the reason why the Gamecocks went up in that one, not throwing a home, allowing Chansey to score the first run of the game, and she has a chance to score the third.
Yep. Chansey's been great so far this game. She's really been making things happen, along with Carly Shelton. Both have been kind of a dream team for the Gamecocks here. And Lexi Winters, 1 and 2 on the night, will step into the box for the Gamecocks. And
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. Lexi Winters, a versatile player. I mean, I was saying it when she hit that one right into Kelly's hand in the circle. But I mean, obviously, is a great catcher. Does some great signs for Jory Hurd, Neely Lamb, Sam Grass. But also in that big deficit win, had a 1 run, 3 hits, and 2 RBIs. So she knows how to make an impact on both sides of the ball, and the Gamecocks are very lucky to have her after she transferred over with first-year head coach Ashley Chastain-Woodard from Charlotte.
absolutely, quite a few Gamecocks followed
5.
Chastain. Yeah, quite a number. That's how you know she's a great coach, if they're willing to move all the way from,
Make the hour-and-a-half trip.
hour and a half. I guess not too bad, but first pitch.
Well, I guess also when the SEC comes calling, it's hard to really.
Hard to close the door.
Yeah.
Absolutely. First pitch to Winters. It's a strike. The second one will go by her for a ball in the dirt. Again, Chansey on third base. 1 out for the Gamecocks. She shows a bunt, and she will bunt it. Quite foul in the air. She honestly better be glad that one went foul, because it was hanging in the air for quite a bit. I thought the first baseman maybe could have got over there. So now she's at a 1 and 2 count. Gamecocks obviously just trying to get Chansey home. Trying to get one more run across the board. 2-0 ball game. That one in the dirt. Does she go? Third base umpire said she does not. So 2 and 2 count now for Winters.
Yep, that'd be Mark Brown.
Mark Brown, yes, over at third base. Said she held back on that one. See if she holds back again. That one will go past her for ball 3, and that'll be a full count for Winters with 1 out and a runner on third base. What are you thinking for your Winters right now?
I mean, full count. Just got to advance that runner on third.
Yep, and she'll let that one go past her way high for ball 4, and she'll take the walk to first base. Now the Gamecocks up by 2, 1 out, runner on third, and runner on first.
Yeah, Kentucky digging themselves a deeper hole to try to come out of in the top of the 7th. That's the worst case scenario. Full count. You've got a runner on third, and you walk the player in the batter's box. So, I mean, that's got to be disheartening. It's looking more and more out of reach for them now. I mean, anything is possible. Obviously, like we said, it only takes 1 pitch. But, I mean, law of averages, so.
Absolutely. That'll bring up Brooke Blankenship for the Gamecocks. Brooke Blankenship 0-2 on the night. Shows a bunt, pulls it back. Lets it go by. Was a strike though, so she'll have 1 strike on her.
Does a great job. Runner on first, advances to second with an opportunity here to load the bases, maybe with a bunt. tries to do so.
And she will bunt it. And Chansey will make it home. Will slide by. The flip to the catcher was not in time. Chansey was able to slide right behind her. And Blankenship will be safe at first. It's now just one out. Again, runners on first and third. And another run will go to the board for the Gamecocks. 3-0
They extend
ball
this
game.
lead, and they're in the exact same position as they were before.
Yep. That was a great bunt by Blankenship. It was just far enough off the plate. It didn't have a lot of velocity on it. Didn't really go anywhere. Kind of just died a few feet off the plate, allowing Chansey, who's very fast, to get home in time to slide around that tag, who they didn't really even have time to try to put the tag on her. That one will bounce for ball one.
And a very similar position as last time, too, as Blankenship will make the trip all the way to second. Uncontested.
Carissa Hamilton, the catcher for the Wildcats, was able to block that one up very well, but still Blankenship took that opportunity to move to second. So runners on second and third, scoring position here for the Gamecocks with number 7, Abigail Knight. 1 and 2 on the night, up to bat. She's got a 2-0 count here. She'll let that one go by her for the first strike of the night, or not the night, sorry, for the night actually, Abigail Knight. 2-1 count for her. Again, only 1 out. Runners in scoring position. She'll take that one over the head of the shortstop. It'll fall down to center field. And
here
number
we are,
26.
first and third again. Fans are loving it. I see my friend James Moon down there, right behind the plate, throwing that rally tail back and forth. He's looking up at me actually as I'm saying this.
The runner on third will take home for the Gamecocks, and now it's 4-0, and it looks like the Kentucky Wildcats will have a quick chat again, as, like you said, they're back in the same position they just were, runners on first and third. Still only 1 out.
Dakota, we've spoken into existence. We said that it's this later innings where they really start to finish these games. They start them early, they finish them in the late ones. Just 3 times in a row now we've seen runners at third and at first. Maybe we'll see another consistency in the first base player getting to second and then sending them home on the next pitch after that.
Yeah, and time will come to a close for Sarah Hedinges in the circle. She did just get in, but I think she
kind of sold the game.
Didn't really do exactly what Coach Rachel Lawson was looking for there. They haven't brought out another pitcher yet. Oh, here she comes.
Long bus ride home for her, I think.
Absolutely. Gosh, a long bus ride anyways. That's terrible.
Lexington is pretty far away.
That'll bring out number 23, Carson Fall, a right-handed pitcher. Freshman, actually. Looks like Kentucky's just trying to do whatever they can here.
She's got some heat. I saw that warm-up pitch.
Freshman from Bridge City, Texas. 3.44 earned run average. Actually lower than Julie Kelly, who started off the game here for the Wildcats.
I think it's just a matter of reps.
Absolutely, yeah, that's probably true. Not sure about how many starts. But just amazing to see the Gamecocks again come alive in these later innings. That's what they really start to do. And now if they can ever get out of this inning, it's going to be a whole lot harder for them to come back.
We saw in that first game that it was kind of a close game, and then they had maybe a 30-minute to 45-minute inning where they put away 11. So.
Yeah, it seems very characteristic of the Gamecocks. That's what they like to do. They like to do everything at once and make us all nervous and sit on the edge of our seats the whole time.
Yeah.
But they definitely put on a show.
Yeah, they know how to entertain for sure.
Absolutely. That'll bring up Emma Sellers, bottom of the 6th. Runners on first and third, 1 out. And new catcher Carson pitcher, I'm sorry. Carson Falls in the circle for the Wildcats now, trying to get out of this inning. Desperately trying to get out of this inning, I would say. First pitch is a strike.
There it is again. Runner at first, advanced to second. It's like deja vu here at Beckham Stadium, I swear.
Absolutely. She
This has
shows
happened
the bunt.
literally 3 times in a row.
Shows the bunt, draws the infield in, and the runner takes second just about every time. Runners on second and third. 0-1 count for Sellers. She'll let that one go by for strike number 2. And you're right, it does seem like she has a good bit of heat. Carson Fall here, throwing the fastball right down the middle, just trying to make the Gamecock swing and get themselves out, perhaps. 0-2 pitch. That one will be fouled by Sellers down the first base line. Count will remain the same. Runners will remain on second, third. As the Wildcats trying to get out of this inning.
I mean, Carson Fall, when you come into a game like this that's kind of run away from you,
Yeah.
I mean, I expect her to just kind of throw some fast pitches to see if she can just end things a little bit.
And that one will be popped up out of the field.
Watch out.
Fans seem to come, if it's going to come back down. I don't think it's going to. Everybody's scared to turn back around now.
Let's hope it's not a delayed fall.
Yeah.
Everyone's turned around now.
Count will remain the same, 0-2 as Sellers shows bunt quite early. And she'll pull back for the pitch. That one will go outside for first ball of the at-bat. Runners on second and third. 1-2 pitch from Fall to Sellers. And that one will get past her for strike 3. And that'll be the second out of the inning for the Gamecocks as number 17, Emily Vinson, comes up to try to bring home runners at second and third. 0-1 on the night. Hoping to change that around here, I'm sure.
For sure, for sure. Although not having an impact on offense very much tonight, she's had a huge impact on defense in left field.
Absolutely. That one, first pitch will come right down the middle for a strike. She'll let it go by, but I'd be surprised to see if she lets it go by again. 0-1 count. That one will be smacked out into center field, and it's over the fence. Over the fence for Emily Vinson. That'll be a 3-run home run. Give the Gamecocks 3 runs in a 7-0 ball game in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs. Emily Vinson, 3-run home run in the bottom of the 6th, just amazing. Just said she hadn't made a lot of impact on the offense today, but just cleared the bases with that one. We've also been saying that they've been having trouble leaving runners on the base, and she absolutely just cleared them with that one. That went straight dead to center field as well. It was quite a hard hit, far hit ball there.
Yeah, that ought to do it, I think. Absolutely crushed that one. And it'll bring us back up to the top of the lineup, which probably has Kentucky's hearts in their stomachs because the bottom of the batting order was able to do so much damage in this inning.
Absolutely. When we talk about Emily Vincent, doesn't even have that high of an average really, or an on-base percentage or anything, but that'll help her out, and that'll help out the Gamecocks. And who does have a high average is Quincy Lilio now in the plate. 403, 0-3 on the night, though.
She made us eat our words, too. We were like, she hasn't had that much of an impact.
No, she hasn't either, but maybe she'll make something happen here. First pitch goes by for a ball, and so does the second. 2-0 count for Quincy Lilio here. Bases now cleared in the bottom of the 6th. Gamecocks now up by 7. 7-0 ball game here at Beckham Field on this lovely Monday night. And Carson Fall is looking to redeem herself from that home run.
Yeah, no pitcher.
With a strike to Lilio.
No pitcher that's come in has really had a good run at it so far.
Absolutely.
Kelly did a great job maintaining this game for the first 5 innings, but then 2 pitchers coming in after that haven't done such a good job.
Ooh.
Oh.
That one was hit foul by Lilio into the concourse, goes behind the crowd, and then comes back off the wall to knock somebody in the head there. Didn't really even seem like he noticed it, so I hope he's all right. Next pitch to Lilio, she slaps that one, but it will go foul down the third base line.
That has got to be the funniest thing I've ever seen, bro.
That was quite a surprise by Lilio there. I haven't seen her at least slap like that very often, but again, I guess she's 0-3 on the night. She's just trying to make something happen.
Or she's trying to end the inning, who knows?
That could also be true. 2-2, count
Taking
for
one the
Lilio.
team. Oh, man.
The pitch from Fall. That one be fouled off into Lilio's ankle. And again, the infield is coming in to talk to Fall quite a bit, trying to keep her head up, give her some confidence to get out of this inning. It's lasted quite a while for the Gamecocks. 2-2, 2 outs, nobody on. That one will be smacked again into center field, but center fielder will be there to make the catch. And in the inning, that center fielder, Allie Blum, will be able to get under that one in mid center field to end the inning for the Gamecocks.
Kentucky will need 8 in this one to keep the game alive. Dakota, what do you think they need to do?
Or, I mean, they need to get 7 runs to tie it up, and then hopefully Gamecocks don't score and they can go in 7 innings. I mean, they need to get runs across the board. They need to start hitting the ball. Like I've been saying, they have hit the ball a few times, but they can't seem to get it out of the infield. And if they do get it out of the infield, they can't find a gap in the outfield. They've got to find some gaps. And now my classmate Jory Hurd will step into.
They won't let Gress finish that one out then.
Yeah. Which is a little bit surprising to me. Gress seems like she's doing just fine. And again, now they're ahead by 7, but maybe she's a little bit tired. Maybe they're saving her for the midweek game. But number 24, Joy Hurd, will step in. Or 25, I'm sorry, Joy Hurd. Oh, she's wearing 24.
Is that Neely
It's
Lamb?
Neely Lamb. It's not my good classmate, Joy Hurd. It's Neely Lamb.
Your old friend.
Yes. Old friend Neely Lamb will step into the circle for the Gamecocks. They look very similar. Wow. To finish it off here, giving Gress some time to relax. She'll throw just a few pitches. And they're already ready to get the Wildcats back in the box and to get a quick 3-up, 3-down here and close it out for the night. Oh, not quite. I thought they were.
Gamecocks are ready.
Yeah.
Wildcats, not so much.
Again, Kentucky has 0 and South Carolina has 7, scoring 6 of those 7. In the bottom of the 6th just now. If you're just joining us, I'm Dakota Morris. This is Zander College, and you've missed quite a bit if you just are now joining us.
So you thought maybe, those first 5 innings were a little bit boring for my taste. We turn it off. You missed 6 runs in the 6th, so.
That's it, but again, we've said it a few times in this broadcast and in other broadcasts before this. That's what the Gamecocks do. They don't get started too early. They like to settle in for a few innings, and then they like to kind of take off with it.
They like to play with their food.
Yeah. A little bit torturous, maybe.
Yeah, especially in this one, to make it a sweep, unless Kentucky can come up with 8 runs in the rest of this one. But, I mean, it's not impossible. It's just looking very unlikely with how little success Kentucky's had on getting on base.
And again, we were just joking. Neely Lamb is not going to pitch this last inning. Sam Gress comes back in.
Wanted to get the win.
Not quite sure what was going on with that one, but Sam Gress is back in the box after Neely Lamb came out, threw a few warm-up pitches, and now Sam Gress will take her warm-ups. Yeah, perhaps she told Coach Ashley Chastain-Woodard that she wasn't tired and that she could get through it, and she wanted to take
Coach,
the
I got
win.
this.
Yeah. Coach, this is nothing. We're up by 7. Let me stay. And that pitch looked great, so it looks like, yeah, she's not too tired. She also hasn't really thrown that many pitches. Quite a few 3-up, 3-downs here, and easy retiring by the defense. So I'm not surprised she'd like stay in. And again, I've seen Gress throw an entire game and then come out the next day and throw another almost entire game. So Gress has really great.
Well, thus far in this series,
longevity.
she's split. In the first game, she split with Jory Hurd, and then the second one splitting with with Neely Lamb, so I think she's earned the full game this one, especially with how she's been playing.
Yep.
So an incredible series for Sandgrass, and it's looking very likely that it'll be the series sweep and another one in the SEC. You mentioned it's 4. It's with the most since 2018, right?
Yep. This is their first series win. Their 4th series win of the season, which makes their most since 2018. Which to me doesn't sound like that long ago, but when you actually think about it, it has been quite a while. That would be 7 years if I'm doing math.
2018 was 7 years ago. Wow.
Yeah, isn't that insane? Anyways,
Interesting.
back to the ball game. Hallie Mitchell will step into the box for the Wildcats. Looking to get something going in the top of the 7th. If they can't get it done here, this will be it. And Sam Gress with the pitch. Off speed a little bit high for ball 1. The only lefty hitter again, Hallie Mitchell for the Wildcats. 0 for 2 on the night. Struggling out plate a little bit. She'll foul that one back for the first strike of the at-bat. She flew out to third in the 2nd inning. Mitchell did. She'll take a cut at that one. It'll go to second baseman Carly Shelton. She'll make the throw, but she's safe. Second baseman Carly Shelton fielded that ball and threw it to first to Ariana Roney, but not in time. And now maybe they are going to be able to get something going here with Cassie Reisner coming up to bat. Hallie Mitchell will be on first base with no outs. Cassie Reisner 0-2 on the night. The pitch off speed for the first pitch. And that one will be a ball. No, it looked quite nice coming down the middle. 1-0 for Cassie Reisner here again. 0-2 on the night. Runner at first, top of the 7th. They're down by 7. Got to get something going here. No outs. That one will be hit to third base. She'll go to 2. She'll get the out. Reisner hit that one to Ella Chansey at third, who went to Carly Shelton at second base.
Ella Chansey having a great game.
Yeah. And Lyndon Baptiste, Mark Brown, third base umpire, said she got the out there, but Kentucky's going to challenge that one. It did look like quite a close play and would make a big difference to the Wildcats here to have 2 runners on with no outs.
Well, they're running out of options here.
Absolutely. Will be under review. Again, we need undisputable evidence in order to overturn a call in the field.
Another really close one.
Wow. If I had to say, I would almost say that she might have made it. Her hand seems to be on the bag before the ball was in the glove of number 33, Carly Shelton.
All of a sudden, if this gets overturned, it's more of a game for Kentucky. They've got 2 people on base.
Absolutely. Kentucky definitely has some fire behind them now, and they've seen Gress quite a few times, and seems like they're starting to get used to it. Again, they haven't gotten the ball out of the outfield, but they're making the defense make mistakes now. They're making them bobble these balls. Third baseman Ella Chansey had to dive for that ball, so she couldn't just stand up and throw it. She did it as quickly as she could, but call's going to be upheld.
That's an interesting one. I mean,
again, we need that undisputable evidence. It was pretty close. It's hard to say whether or not she really was or not. Head coach Rachel Lawson is not happy about that call. She is definitely not happy about it. That one would have been a
the game
changer.
a whole lot.
Yeah, absolutely would have. Now there's 1 out. Runner at first. Madison Clark up to bat. 0-2 on the night again. And the Wildcats are feeling the pressure That one comes down the middle for a first pitch strike. Designated player Madison Clark trying to make something happen desperately here. 1 out on the board. Pitch from Gress. Strike 2. 0-2 count. Madison Clark is behind now, and this is really going to hurt them if she can't get something into play here. Pitch from Gress. And that'll be strike 3. She swings for the off speed, way off. And Sam Gress will get the out for out number 2 of the inning.
Gress just 1 out away from a shutout.
Yeah. The Wildcats 1 out away from falling 0-7, getting swept by the Gamecocks. The Gamecocks have already taken the series, like we've mentioned. And they're looking for the sweep here, and 1 out away from doing it. Carissa Hamilton comes up to bat, and she'll take the first pitch strike again down the middle.
2 strikes away for the Gamecocks to completely just dominate this series. And Sam Gress, I'm sure, will want that very competitive player as we've seen this season.
And still a runner on first base for the Wildcats who might get stranded there. Now it will be popped up. Second baseman Carly Shelton comes over into foul territory to make the grab and retire Carissa Hamilton for the 3rd out and final out of the night. Sam Gress walks away 0-7 with that one.
Wow.
Wow. Quite a game for the Gamecocks. Again, only 1 run in the 2nd inning. Things stayed dry until the bottom of the 6th, where the Gamecocks took 6 more runs of their own. And now they have the series sweep over the Kentucky Wildcats, an SEC team. Big for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for a team who have been in the playoffs many years since that 2018 year where they had 4 SEC series wins, and to tie that so early with still, I think, 2 more left. We've got 1 against Auburn and 1 against Alabama.
Yep.
Just a chance to shatter that record is showing how high of a level this team is playing at. And Kentucky by no means is a bad team. Obviously, they might have struggled at times this season, but to be able to pitch a shutout, I mean, and for Sam Gress to play that whole time, give some of those other players some rest, that's crucial for the rest of their season.
Yeah, the Gamecocks absolutely dominating this season. And big thanks, obviously, to Coach Ashley Chastain-Woodard, who brought over 5 transfers to play for this team who are an integral part of all of these wins that they're getting. And that'll wrap it up for SGTV's broadcast of Game 3 of South Carolina softball and the Kentucky Wildcats. Final score 0-7. The Gamecocks take the sweep, and we'll see you back here next week. Thank you.